When we eventually decided to cross the Atlantic for the first time, Boston seemed to be a natural starting point to explore New England and some neighbouring attractions, and to enthusiastically search for the true spirit of America.
Like all tourists, we are suckers for a good market. And in Quincy Market, we found the added interest of some very talented buskers.
Boston's rather special in American history. The old State House was where the Declaration of Independence was first read to the people. So where else could Old Ironsides be birthed?
But on with our search for the spirit of America. This is the fall, and so it is leaf peeping time. New England seemed to us to be very reminiscent of England's own green and pleasant land. There are, of course, lots of clapboard houses and churches in the area, since so much timber grows here. One of the things we most wanted to do was to try to seek out what was typically American, to get a flavour of what was peculiar to that great country. The spirit of America. Sometimes the colours of the foliage are almost beyond belief. The beauty is quite breathtaking. Could this be the spirit of America?
Up in Vermont, in the little country village of Woodstock, there seemed to be just a small central commercial area surrounded by trees. When they built the bridge, they built a roof over it to prevent the heavy winter snow from blocking the road.
We called in at the pumpkin farm to see scarecrows and corn dollies, and of course pumpkins. We unfortunately did not have time to sample the pumpkin pie.
It was impossible to pass by Joe Orton's country store without going inside. Was the spirit of America we were seeking to be found here? The inside of the store was a veritable Aladdin's cave. You name it, they'd got it for sale.
So that you can enjoy leaf peeping to the full, New England states operate fall foliage hotlines from mid-September. These tell you where and when the best views are to be seen. But you do have to be quick, because the best displays can sometimes last for as little as only 2 or 3 days.
Now we're down on the coast, Maine. No, we've not been hunting, nor riding on a train from Bangor. Kennebunkport is a seaside resort typical of the area, very much tourist orientated. But it's the sort of resort which could almost be found anywhere. So we didn't find the spirit of America we were seeking here.
The first spring colour is the red maple, followed by the sugar maple. Then the oaks, sumacs, dogwoods, birches, hickories, and finally beeches.
Here we are in Niagara. Surely we'll find the spirit of America here. A sail on Maid of the Mist is a must. Get suitably kitted out in plastic waterproofs, like a swarm of blue locusts. And then for our boat ride. Wow, that was a fantastically exhilarating experience, truly memorable. And so we asked ourselves, maybe this was the spirit of America. And now we've just time to pick up some postcards of the leaves of New England before heading south. And here, in contrast to the beauty of New England and its leaves, New York is everything you've seen in the movies. This is one busy city. Will we find the spirit of America here, we wonder? One of the most famous landmarks is the Empire State Building. And from the top, the panorama of the whole area is undoubtedly impressive. In Central Park, some energetic types whiz by, whilst others prefer a more leisurely pace. On the east side and the west side, in uptown and down, in the sounds and the smells of New York City, the sights assault you from all sides. your fill of the polluted atmosphere of this frenzied metropolis. So then, it's back to the hotel. We've just time for one last brief trip. So it's on to the Staten Island ferry, waving goodbye to the Manhattan skyline. And then into view comes the Statue of Liberty, given to the United States by the people of France in 1886. Although it's only 145 feet high, it's tremendously impressive, and immediately we feel that we have at last got a taste of the spirit of America.
And then, behind the statue, we see Ellis Island, Isle of Tears, Isle of where nearly 70 million would-be immigrants pass through the vast waiting rooms, dormitories, and medical examination rooms. For 100 million Americans, Ellis Island evokes memories of family members.
And so the realization dawned that the spirit of America is not in its buildings or in places, but it is the spirit expressed by its people. People from the early pioneers immortalized in Boston to the present-day crowds on a New York sidewalk. People here at the pumpkin farm and at Woodstock, and visiting the shops at the seaside. People in the blue queue at Niagara and in Joe Orton's country store. These people together form the true spirit of America. And in our search, we had seen them all, but at the time had not realized the truth.